This broadcast is under the direction and is copywritten by Champion Sports Radio. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or use of the audio stream, and any and all other use of the accounts of this broadcast without the direct written consent and permission of Champion Sports Radio is strictly prohibited. All rights are reserved by Champion Sports Radio and ChampionSportsRadio.com. This is a presentation of Champion Sports Radio, your home for championship broadcasts.
After two of the absolutely most sensational playoff series that I personally have been a part of, the Flower Mound Jaguars have somehow been able to come through with unbelievable clutch wins in back-to-back weeks over the LD Bell Blue Raiders and the South Grand Prairie Warriors. Tonight, round 3 begins with a very difficult opponent, the champion out of 7-5A, the Mansfield Tigers. The Jaguars looking to extend what has been an unbelievable and gutty performance in the postseason, to say the least. It's the Jaguars and the Tigers. Game 1 starts right now on CSR TV. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome here to Quick Trip Park in Grand Prairie. We are underway. 2 outs here, top of the first, before a double by Tyler Greer. And that gives the first base runner in this ballpark against Johnston on the season. Of course, Kyle coming off the perfect game 1 week ago. 16 strikeouts, 21 up, 21 down. In a Game 1 win on Friday night over South Grand Prairie. Here's the 0-2, struck him out. Petty down swinging, 3 strikeouts in the inning for Johnston. And that is the end of the first. No runs on a hit, no errors. The runner was stranded at second. And we're a half inning in. So I can get you started and get you ready for the bottom of the first inning. Of course, the Jaguars, the home team tonight here in Game 1 of this best-of-3 series. And they will be opposing Tyler Greer for the Tigers. Greer is a senior right-hander in district play. Here are the numbers that Greer sported in leading the team to an unbelievable record. He took the only loss in district play for Mansfield. He was 1-1 in district play, no saves. Did have a 0.00 earned run average. Through just 5 innings in district. So kind of a surprise start here in Game 1 of this best-of-3 series against the Jaguars. In those 5 innings, he surrendered 5 base hits, 3 runs, although none of them were earned, 4 walks against 3 strikeouts, has a whip of 1.80, and a batting average against .238. So, walks some guys. Not the best batting average against, but this is what the Mansfield is trotting out in Game 1 to go against Kyle Johnston. Mansfield has had a great year. 28-5 overall, 13-1 champions. All alone by themselves atop 7-5A. But the lone team remaining from 7-5A who ended up sweeping 8-5A in the first round of the playoffs. Thomas Lee here with you, along with Sweet Pete Nielsen behind the lens and your color commentator here tonight, as the pitch goes outside and it's a 1-1 count to Wanhana. Let's give you the Jaguar lineup, shall we? Connor Wanhana, the future TCU Horned Frog, leading things off. Swings through that one, count a ball and 2 strikes. Left fielder Skylar Cox will be batting second. He's in the on-deck circle. In the hole, batting third, Mitch Andrews, the catcher. Batting fourth, the first baseman, Sean Weimer. In the 5 spot, third baseman, Tim Millard. And then he'll be followed by second baseman, Noah Hill. As the pitch comes inside, evens the count 2-2. Bottom third of the order, Ryan Sloma batting 7th, designated hitter. Followed by the shortstop, Casey Jacobson, in the 8th spot, batting 9th, Parker Scott, the right fielder. Swing and a miss, struck out. Greer's first strikeout of the ball game. Wanhanen goes down on strikes for the first out here in the first inning. So it's Wanhanen, Cox, and Andrews. Top third of the order. Middle third, Weimer, Millard, and Hill. Bottom third of the order, Sloma, Jacobson, and Scott facing off against Tyler Greer. First pitch to Cox is inside for a ball.
Get a chance, we'll introduce to you the Tigers defensively after this 1-0 pitch.
Swung on, ground ball down the third baseline, but foul. Count even, a ball and a strike.
Braxton Chapman's the left fielder. Matt Needham is in center. Aaron Funk is the right fielder. Colton Whitehouse is at third. Justin Vestacion is the shortstop. Colton Wellington is at second. Reed Petty is at first. The catchers, Austin Gilbert, and Thomas has told everybody all about Tyler Green. It's good to be with you, partner.
Good to see you again, Peter.
We have been blessed with unbelievable baseball playoff series as both of us, and it's good to be back together again.
Here's the 1-1. Curve ball in there for a strike. Good-looking pitch from Greer. Count now, a ball and 2 strikes to the 2-hole hitting Cox.
I think what we've seen is the difference between Johnson and Greer is Greer's going to do it with finesse, and Colton and Johnson for Flower Mound is just going to blow people away.
Greer did not pitch at all last Thursday night in the 1-game series against Coppell. Now he hits Cox with a 1-2 count. Schuyler take it. Kind of shrugged his shoulders, took it in the back. Trying to shake it off right now. He's going to walk it off down over on the first base line. And that'll bring up Mitch Andrews. Mitch has been swinging a good bat as of late, including was talking with the coaching staff for the Jaguars before the ball game about one of the, talking about the great pitchers that Mansfield has and so forth. Said, who are some of the guys that I didn't get to see you guys face in the non-district era of the season? As the breaking ball can't find the zone for a strike. It's ball 1 to Mitch Andrews. They talked about some kid from the Woodlands College Park who was sensational going to Texas. Can't think of his name off the top of my head, but he made one mistake all day, and Mitch drove it out of the park, a changeup for a 2-run homer, and the Jaguars won the game 2-1. So it's the real power in the lineup for the Jags in this dead bat era, I guess you could call it, of high school baseball, where home runs just don't happen like they used to. Throw to first, Cox back inside. Reed Petty over there holding him on. There's a lot of conversation as to whether or not we're going to see Petty pitch in this series. I'm not going to call him a youngster. He is a mountain of a man over there at first base, and he is signed to go play with UTA. I've heard conflicting reports that UTA coaches don't want him to throw anymore, that shut it down, turn it off. And I also heard a report from a completely different source saying, actually, they kind of want to see what he's got. Go ahead and run out there. So who knows what he's going to do. Cox takes off on the hit and run. And Andrews fouls it off. Slow roller over to the Mansfield dugout on the first base side. Pitch is swung on. Mitch drives this one high in the air down the right field line. Fading foul, and it is caught in foul territory. What a job by Aaron Funk, the right fielder, to track it down. He does not have a lot of room down the right field line, but there was enough to make the catch for the second out here in the first.
That's a solid play by the right fielder, Funk. He goes all the way to the wall, Thomas, out of our view, but puts the hand up to find the wall and then takes the step back to make the catch for the second out.
Probably one of the more difficult things that these young high schoolers have to deal with. Normally there's just a fence there, not a concrete wall.
No, this is a different atmosphere for everybody involved. Now, both of these teams have played here. Let's not forget about that. Mansfield, of course, took care of Coppell last round, and then the last series that you mentioned that Flower Mound played was here.
Sean Weimer turns and drives this one to left field. Back at the wall, looking up, it is gone! Two-run home run for Sean Weimer, and the Jaguars explode on the scoreboard, first in the series.
Well, he got a hold of a curveball up in the zone and got it up in the air, and that ball just kept going and going and going and into the sports bar out in left field. 2-0 Jaguars. Can't leave it up to Weimer or he'll turn on it, and that's what we saw right there, Thomas.
My, oh my. It's been a long time since I've had a no doubt about it home run, but we just were talking about the difficulty in this era with the bats and how there's no pop to try to, for player safety is the reason, particularly for pitcher safety. And they've just been so difficult to hit, but man, when you connect and you get a hold of one, and especially down the line here, 338 or so down that left field line, a little bit of a porch, there's a chance maybe to have some home runs. Ground ball bobbled as it had to try to be picked out of the artificial turf by Reed Petty at first. So an error on Justin Visitacion, the shortstop. E6 and Tim Millard is aboard with 2 out here in the home half of the first inning.
Thomas, something we might should touch on is the playing surface here. There's no grass, there's no dirt. It's all artificial surface, so it's an adjustment. What most of the time will happen, my friend, is the ball will stay down. On grass and on dirt, the ball will come up on that scoop. You have to go down and get it. Clearly, it didn't that time, and that's lead to the error.
Noah Hill steps in, takes the first pitch under the knees for ball 1.
They're still looking for that ball out in left field, by the way. I'm telling you, it's in the sports bar. It's not open. Again, it's a high school game.
1-0 the count. Millard on first and a throw over to keep Timmy close. Well, what a job here in the first, and the way that any of the big three have been going for Flower Mound. A 2-run home run in the first. That could be a huge surge of momentum. Ground ball to third, over to second for the force. Fielder's choice 5-4, and that'll do it for the first, but not before the Jaguars jump on the scoreboard. 2 runs off of a big blast off the bat of Sean Weimer. There was an error and a runner left. 1 inning in the books. 2-0 is your score. Jaguars on top. We continue with this third-round playoff series opener here as the Jaguars lead Mansfield 2-0. You're watching CSR TV.
Stay up on all the latest news about the teams you care about and know when your favorite games are on the air thanks to Champion Sports Radio social media. Either follow @Champion Sports on Twitter or like our Facebook page at facebook.com/Champion Sports Radio, and you will know what time your game starts, who was named Player of the Week, or what your school's alumni are doing in college. That's on Twitter @Champion Sports and facebook.com/Champion Sports Radio, your home for championship social media.
Are you studying on your own for the SAT or ACT? Follow My Test Answers on Twitter and Facebook for free solutions to official test questions. Got a question of your own? Send a message to My Test Answers and get a response for free. Got more than one question? Don't worry, we'll answer those too. With over a decade of experience in helping students prepare for standardized tests, the experts at My Test Answers will get you the answers you want whenever you need it. My Test Answers, problems solved.
One here at Quick Trip Park. The Jaguars jump out to a 2-0 lead. Kyle Johnson on the bump for the second inning. Tell you all about the Tigers' chances to play here in the second inning. Here's Thomas Lee.
Thank you, Peter. Johnson now with a 2-run lead in his back pocket and starts out Chapman with strike 1. Although they weren't used much in the perfect game last Friday night, there is a pretty stout defense behind Kyle Johnston. And here to tell you all about him is Sweet Pete.
That's Skylar Cox playing left fielder. The fleet-footed Kanawan Hanan is in center. Parker Scott in right. Tim Millard's the third baseman. Casey Jacobson's playing short. Noah Hill at his normal place at second. Sean Weimer's the first baseman. Mitch Andrews behind the dish. And on the bump, the guy close to your heart, the UT signee, Kyle Johnson.
Pitch swung on, foul back off the facade. And going to bounce into the stands.
Hey, we got to be ready back here. Oh, no, we're okay.
Tell you what I told Doctor.
Save the camera.
Save the camera. That's most important.
That's right. You don't care about me. I'm just paid help.
You can heal.
The camera can't.
Ground ball up the middle. That's base hit. Second hit for Mansfield in 1+ innings. So far we've had 3 strikeouts and 2 base hits.
Well, obviously, Kyle Johnson was electric last Thursday night. Still special tonight, but maybe the lineup might be just a little bit tougher. Be a challenge for Kyle.
Always comes out and does a great job of challenging the zone, pounding it with strike zones. Just like that one there that Tidwell was lucky to get a piece to foul back for strike one.
Yeah, if Kyle stays up there, he'll be successful because he's got a lot of jump on that fastball. And it's hard enough to hit his fastball when it's down in the zone, Thomas. But he's up there. You got to do some tomahawking to get any good contact there.
Checks the runner at first. Johnson delivers, bunt, well executed down the first base line. Can be picked up, and Weimer will step on the bag. Sack bunt, 3 unassisted. That moves Chapman after a leadoff single over to second and in scoring position with only 1 out. And it's obvious to see what Gary Vaughn, the head coach of the Tigers' intent is in a ball game against a fireballer like Johnston. And that is, we need to scratch out runs whenever we can. We get the leadoff guy on, we got to produce runs.
Any way we can. You got to find a way. You're not going to get many chances.
There's a bunt, popped up. Oh, and it's caught by Millard to second for the force, and it's bobbled in and out of the glove of Jacobson. Almost an exciting double play to get out of the inning, but Ellington does pop it up. Millard makes the catch. It will be the second out of the inning.
Kind of surprising that Ellington's bunting in that situation. You're thinking runner on second base, you just moved him there to get the run brought in. Maybe the surprise factor, but a good job by Timmy Millard to come in and make the play. Still 2 out.
We talk about how hard it is to hit off of Johnston. I can't imagine trying to bunt off of him with the movement of that fastball. First pitch line foul into the bullpen area for the Tigers. It'll be strike 1 to Austin Gilbert, the catcher, batting in the 8 hole.
The PA guy having the same conversation we just did 2 pitches ago.
Tim Edwards is back for another weekend of PA action here at Quick Trip Park. Johnson pumps the curveball in. 0-2 now the count to Gilbert.
Hey, I can go out on a limb. If Kyle Johnson can throw that curveball like that, he can pitch anywhere. That with the speed he has on that fastball, if he can make that pitch work, I got nothing.
Nice block at the plate by Andrews. That keeps Chapman on second base. Right-handed swinging Gilbert against Johnston. And surprisingly, doesn't have a strikeout yet this inning.
You're spoiled.
The 1-2. Ground ball to short. Jacobson up with it after 3 hops. The throw over in time. There's that defense that Pete just introduced you to, doing a good job of limiting a leadoff single, and Chapman doesn't get past second base. In the second, no runs on a hit, no errors, 1 left, inning and a half in the books, 2-0 Flower Mound on top. You're listening to and watching Champion Sports Radio and CSR TV's coverage of Flower Mound Jaguar playoff baseball. Back after these messages. Are you tired of only spending time as a family huddled around the TV? Would you like to enjoy some culture with your loved ones without breaking the bank? Then let me introduce you to the Greater Dallas Youth Orchestra. The GDYO provides music education and performance opportunities for musically talented youth, but this is no kids' concert. The GDYO comprises 7 different ensembles made up of over 425 talented musicians ages 8 to 18, representing more than 50 communities in North Texas. You won't believe how amazing these ensembles sound until you hear it for yourself. So join them for one of their concerts at the Meyerson Symphony Center or Dallas City Performance Hall. For more information on how to make a donation, as well as a listing of upcoming GDYO concerts, visit gdyo.org. And if you know a talented young musician interested in an unbelievable experience, auditions take place in the spring. Connect with the Greater Dallas Youth Orchestra on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and at gdyo.org.
Through 1.5 here at Quick Trip Park. Jaguars lead the Tigers 2-0. 7, 8, and 9 coming to play for Flower Mound. Tell you all about the voice of Flower Mound baseball, Mr. Thomas Lee.
First pitch from Greer. And that will be ball 1 to Ryan Sloma, who has done a great job since being inserted as the designated hitter for this team. Maybe half a dozen weeks ago or so.
I believe it was the game that me and you worked last against Marcus that he got inserted. And had a big hit in that game, if I recall.
Just gets a piece of that one. Finds himself in a 1-2 hole, but Ryan has done such a great job of coming up with some huge hits. He's got a .326 average on the year. No homers, 12 RBI though. Good eye there taken outside. That late movement, darting out away from the zone from Greer's pitch. That's tough to lay off of, but the count is now 2-2. Again, watching that one break out of the zone. Count is full.
Great patience that time by Sloma. We see that the pattern Greer is going to go with, Thomas. He gets ahead in the count and then tries to nibble. You nibble too much with Ryan Sloma, you're going to get hurt.
Payoff pitch. Swung on, hard chopper, left side, and up with it to throw over in time. Good play defensively by the third baseman for the Tigers, and that is Whitehouse with a 5-3 put out of Sloma. And one gone here in the second. That'll bring up Casey Jacobson.
Even with the 3-2 pitch, though, Thomas, didn't mean to interrupt, but even with the 3-2 pitch, he went off speed. So obviously the scouting report on this Jaguar bunch is don't throw him very many fastballs, and when you do, you saw what happened.
First pitch in there, strike 1, Jacobson. Average continues to tick up. 266 now. .16 driven in, by the way. Good swing at this one. Drives it to center field. Charging in. Diving catch is made by Needham. Another example of Casey Jacobson really putting a good swing on the ball, getting the fat part of the bat on it. But unfortunately, he hits it right at the center fielder. Needham makes the catch, and there are 2 gone now here in the second.
The dreaded Adam ball. And again, Casey hits it right on the dot, like you said, Thomas. And that's a nice play, though, by the center fielder, Matt Needham, coming in on his horse and going to his knees to make the catch for the second out of the inning.
So Parker Scott steps in. He is 0 for 3 in his varsity career. Did score a run. Showing good patience with 2 quick outs, taking the first 2 pitches and both of them out of the zone. Right-hander fires at 2-0 on the outside corner for strike 1.
Is this an opportunity for a young man that didn't see very much action, stepping into the quarterfinals of state championships?
Foul back to the screen, 2-2 the count. He came on last week to play some right field as Coach Wallace basically said, look, I'm going to put the guy in each game that I feel like gives us the best chance to win. Well, whether we see Hannah, Arnold, Shimankevich, Scott, I mean, there are a lot of options over there in right field, and I think it turns into a gut feeling. Payoff pitch. Swung on. Scott, hard chopper down to the ground. Fielded by the first baseman Reed. Back to Greer covering the bag. 3-1 on the ground out. It's a 1-2-3 inning for Tyler Greer and the Mansfield Tigers. No runs, hits, errors, nobody left on base. 2 full in the books. Jaguars continue to lead at 2-0. We head to the third after these messages on CSR TV.
There's a time and a place for everything.
As you'll see, projections for the next quarter are...
He shoots, he scores! 2 points for team middle management.
The office is not one of them.
Jack, can I see you in my office?
No pouting, it's your ball. Let's see what you got.
But Whirly Ball is. For corporate events, team building, and private parties, Whirly Ball in Hearst and Plano is electric fun. Test your skills on the arcade games. Zip around in your Whirly Bug for a Whirly Ball competition. Or play the most affordable laser tag in the city. Learn more at whirlyball.info.
If you're a basketball parent or coach, you need StatGeek, the simplest way to keep stats ever created. Our easy-to-use iPad app turns anyone into a professional statistician, and all they have to do is simply follow the ball. Produce full and accurate box scores and play-by-play reports. Send accurate stats out to your fans, media, or recruiters. It's sports statistic collection redefined. StatGeek is available right now in the iPad App Store for just $4.99, and there are team fundraising opportunities available as well. On the web at statgeek.com. StatGeek, keep your eye on the ball.
Through 2 here at beautiful Quick Trip Park in Grand Prairie, Texas. The Jaguars lead the Tigers of Mansfield 2-0, 9-1-2 coming to the plate to face Kyle Johnston. For the Tigers, tell you all about it. Here's Thomas Lee.
Center fielder Matt Needham, who had the nice catch, robbing Juan Hunnan of a base hit half inning ago, leading things off here for the Tigers. And the fastball perfectly placed on the outside corner. First strike 1. Johnston, 27 pitches thrown, 23 of them for strikes.
Pretty good average.
Through 2 innings and 1 pitch. Did I say he was going to pound the strike zone, or did I say he was going to pound the strike zone?
I think you said he was going to pound the strike zone, but I can't remember.
Well, we'll see. Jury's still out.
24 out of 28. I'll take that. You can go a little bit further west on 30 and help out.
Ground ball, slow roller to third. Millard guns it over to Weimer. 5-3 ground out. The speedy Needham is retired, and there's 1 gone now here in the third.
Millard, good job of charging that ball. And you know, Thomas, you got to get used to the hops you're going to get on this surface. That time it did come up, and Millard made a good play and a solid throw over to Weimer. Weimer, great target over there, long and lean over there at first base, but that one hit him right in the breadbasket. Ooh, what was that?
Curveball can't find the zone. 1-0 the count to Aaron Funk, who struck out swinging on 3 pitches to lead off the ball game. Now for the second time here in the third inning. Gas. 1-1 the count.
I would be shocked if Mr. Funk saw anything but gas.
Johnson likes to mix it up a little bit. Here's the 1-1. 2-1 now the count.
Shot at Tim Millard was up on the grass before the 1-1 pitch, and now even with the bag at third. Weimer playing in his normal position at first.
Two-one pitch from Johnston. Swing and a miss. Maybe got, no, I think it just popped out of the glove. Either way, 2 balls and 2 strikes to count. This half inning of baseball brought to you by Raising Cane's. 2 locations to serve you on Main Street in Louisville and in Flower Mound on FM 407. Raising Cane's loves to support Jaguar baseball. 2-2 pitch from Johnston. Location perfect. 4th K of the game for Kyle Johnston.
So what do I know? He throws a little backdoor curveball and grabs the outside corner. Strikeout number 4.
Raising Cane's one love is cooked-to-order chicken finger meals along with unique Raising Cane's secret sauce. Lupe Villarreal, the managing partner, gives back to the community because it's the right thing to do. So if you're looking for ways to raise money for your organization, give Lupe a call. Raising Cane's on Main Street in Louisville and FM 407 in Flower Mound.
Have we mentioned what a perfect night for baseball it is?
Really is nice weather. Although Coach Wallace probably wants it hotter. 1-0 is swung on and lifted lazily to center.
Oops.
Couple steps back, Juan Hanan is underneath it. And it's a quick 1-2-3 inning. Now 6 in a row retired by Johnston. No runs, hits, errors, nobody left. 2.5 in the books. 2-0, still your score. Flower Mound on top of Mansfield here. Game 1 of this best-of-3 regional quarterfinal series. Continues in a moment from Grand Prairie, Champion Sports Radio. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention estimates that nearly 4 million brain injuries occur every year due to sports in the U.S. They also estimate that 70% of concussions go unreported. Not identifying concussions early can be devastating, especially if the athlete continues to play with symptoms. Catching hard hits fast is critical, and that's why you need the Shockbox Helmet Impact Sensor. The Shockbox is a small sensor that easily attaches to most football, lacrosse, and hockey helmets and instantly sends a signal to a smartphone on the sidelines when the player has taken a hard hit that puts them at higher risk for injury. The free app receives data from the sensor, displays information about the impact, and even walks the user through a concussion assessment. The app also logs symptom and impact data for future medical use. Visit ShopboxDFW.com to learn more about the Shockbox Impact Alert Sensor and determine if it is the right option for your child. Be warned instantly when a player has experienced a head impact that could result in a concussion. Visit ShopboxDFW.com today. ShopboxDFW.com.
Through 2.5 here at Quick Trip Park. Jaguars continue to lead 2-0. Top of the order coming to the plate for the Jags. Tell you all about it. Here's Thomas.
1, 2, and 3 due up here in the third, just like it was in the first. Juan Hanan, Cox, and Andrews. Already a 1-0 count. Juan Hanan swings through that one. 1-1 now the count. Connor, .398 average coming into the series. Has a home run, 18 driven in, and 16 stolen bases in 18 attempts on the year. Breaking ball in there for Greer, and the count is now 1-2. Lights slowly trickling on here at Quick Trip Park. 1-2 stays high, 2-2 the count as the sun is almost completely gone. A little bit of shimmer on the side of the Verizon Theater facade. Smoke base hit through the right side of the infield for Juan Hanan. Leadoff single here in the third as the Jaguars look to add some insurance for Johnston.
Hit that one right on the dot there, Thomas, right between first and second base. And with Juan Hanan's speed, you really got to watch for him now. To be interesting what Coach Wallace does and try to move Connor over with his speed and with the power coming up in the lineup now for the Jags.
So it's Skylar Cox to the plate. Decision time for Danny Wallace. And first there's a throw over to first base. Is, of course, one of 4 regional quarterfinal series. And I'm so glad I can say that. They're all 3-game series, and it's the way it should be, quite frankly.
I am in 100% total agreement. Now, sometimes we're not. We are totally on the same page with that.
Bunt attempt, first base side goes foul, and that'll be strike 1 against Cox. But it's pretty exciting to see all these series. One, I erroneously reported with some faulty information on Saturday, and let me clarify that San Angelo Central actually defeated Arlington Martin, knocked them out 2-1.
That's a shock.
And I think that might have been part of my quickness to report the score the other day because it seemed appropriate with what I thought would happen in that series.
Well, partner, that's why they play the game. And as surprised as you were, I was right there with you. That's an Arlington Martin team thick in tradition in the world of baseball. And to see them go down the way they did was, to be honest with you, a bit surprising.
Back-to-back trips to the state tournament in Round Rock. And their season is done. So we don't get that Carroll Martin matchup we all wanted in the third round. Instead, the Dragons have to drive down to Austin to take on San Angelo Central in a best-of-3 series. Game 1 will be tomorrow night, 7 o'clock. They're playing at Concordia University right there on 35. It's a nice facility. I used to do games there whenever I was living in Austin as a broadcaster.
And the neat thing about that track over there, Thomas, is it's artificial turf as well.
1-2 deep in the hole, and the slide is a little late.
It was close.
Very close play. Good effort by Wanhanen, but a great job by Visitacion to throw over and get the outs.
That's a great play by the shortstop because, 9 times out of 10 with Connor's speed, he's standing there. But no, it's a great play. Even a better play by the second baseman, Ellington, acting like the first baseman and stretching to get that throw. Because if he doesn't stretch, I don't think they get Connor Wanhanen.
So 1 out. Cox now on first base. Andrew takes the off speed on the outside corner for strike 1. Mitch batting .340 on the season, 2 home runs, 17 driven in. First in homers, second in RBI. Good location from Greer, and now I see why the young man is starting in the ball game. He has been able to locate his spots very effectively. Just the one mistake so far to Weimer. And the only blemish on his record.
And really mixing up speed and location, and that's what you have to do.
Throw over, Cox back inside. Mitch with a fly ball to right field in foul territory back in the first. A great job by Aaron Funk. We talked about with a very narrow foul territory when you get down the line in the corners. Runner takes off. Hit and run is on. No chance for a play at second, and the throw goes to first, and Mitch is retired. 6-3 ground out. Cox moves over into scoring position, and it's kind of like what we had in the first inning, partner. 2 outs, runner on second, and Cox and Sean Weimer stepping to the plate.
And it's a great job by Coach Wallace having Cox run because, partner, that's a tailor-made double play ball if he's not. And situation you want, you got your big guy at the plate with a runner in scoring position with 2 out. Let's see what Weimer can do this time. Bet you doesn't see a fastball up.
Might make that adjustment. Look back to second.
And look at there.
That one catches the corner of the left-handed batter's box for ball 1.
Very careful with Sean Weimer, I would think. And why not?
That one's in there. Good breaking ball for strike 1 at the at-bat. 1-1 to the junior first baseman, Sean Weimer.
Tell you what, left fielder is incredibly shallow even after Weimer hit one over his head out of the ballpark last time.
Trying to paint the corner, doesn't get the call. 2-1 the count. I tell you.
There you see him.
Chapman raced back to the wall, jumped on top of it, and reached up, but the ball was hit so hard and so far, he had no chance of making a play. So he didn't have a ton of room to make up over there in that kind of short porch down the line. Hard hit ground ball. Too short. Visitacion this time picked out well at first base by Reed Petty. 6-3 ground out will do it for the Jags in the third. No runs and a hit, no errors, 1 left. 3 full in the books, 2-0. Flower Mound continues to lead. You're watching regional quarterfinal action. Live from Quick Trip Park in Grand Prairie. Flower Mound on top 2-0 over Mansfield. Back after these messages on CSR TV.
Stay up on all the latest news about the teams you care about and know when your favorite games are on the air thanks to Champion Sports Radio social media. Either follow @Champion Sports on Twitter or like our Facebook page at facebook.com/Champion Sports Radio, and you will know what time your game starts, who was named Player of the Week, or what your school's alumni are doing in college. That's on Twitter @Champion Sports and facebook.com/Champion Sports Radio. Your home for championship social media.
Hey, what does this word make you think of? Tchaikovsky.
Gesundheit. So what's the word?
No, that is the word.
You lost me.
All right, who's Martha Graham?
She invented the graham cracker. Before her, there was only soda crackers.
Maybe they're not getting enough art. Kids who participate in the arts do better in school and in life. To learn more, visit AmericansForTheArts.org, because all kids should get to appreciate Tchaikovsky's music and Martha Graham's dance. Art. Ask for more. A public service message brought to you by Americans for the Arts and the Ad Council.
Through 3 here at Quick Trip Park. Mansfield 0-2-1 on the scoreboard. Jaguars 2-2-0. Top of the 4th. Part of the order for Mansfield coming to plate to face Kyle Johnson. Here's Thomas Lee.
Pitcher Greer will be up first. First pitch from Johnston. Fireball. Inside, a little too far inside according to our home plate umpire. It'll be ball 1. Greer roped a double back in the first. Going for the same location. Gets the call this time. 1-1 now to count. Go ahead, Peter.
Pounding it inside. We saw what he did the first time when he got the chance to extend his arms, hit it over the right fielder's head. So keep it inside on this young man.
1-1 grounded too short. Hill up with it. Quick throw over to first to Weimer. 4-3 ground out. First out here in the 4th inning.
Thomas, my palms up wasn't directed at you. That was my first reference to our home plate umpiring consistency issues.
So far, so good,
yes,
though. I mean, 3 full innings, and that's the first time either one of us have raised an eyebrow on a close pitch that is so fast. Sometimes, the late movement will throw him off. And granted, he's got a much better vantage point of the strike zone than we do.
Yeah, I once had a coach tell me that after a game, we had gotten into a conversation after a game and asked me how many pitches you think I missed in a game. And I said to him, maybe 3 or 4. And he said, well, that's a lot. I said, well, how many pitches do you think were in the game?
Yeah.
And he said, probably over 200. I said, I'll take that average, and I walked away.
I'll take a 99.5% effective rating.
That's all you can ask for.
No, umpire tonight's done a great job so far. 0-2 foul back to the screen. Reed Petty, the first baseman. He's a big-time slugger, folks, and there's a lot of speculation as to whether or not we will get to see him pitch in this series. He was as big of a threat as this team has from the mound. 7-0 record, a 0.20 earned run average in district play, and he lines this one just over the outstretched glove of Millard at third base, trying to turn into a double, and he does. Third hit off of Johnston for Mansfield, and second double of the night.
Got the curveball up a little bit. Wasn't hit hard, but placed perfectly down the left field line by Petty. Third hit. Runner in scoring position with 1 out.
447 average in district play. 2 homers, 23 ribby in those 14 ball games in 7-5A competition. So now Petty on first. On second. Nice block by Andrews at the plate. Ball 1 to Braxton Chapman, and now we're going to have a conversation on the mound.
I think we had a little bit of a cross-up there, Thomas, because immediately after the pitch, Mitch ran out to the mound and followed directly by the Jaguar pitching coach. So we're going to have a little chat.
This inning of Jaguar baseball, sponsored in part by Syracuse Sausage, the best sausage in Texas. You can pick it up at the Jaguar concession stand if we ever get to go back for a home game. Jaguars want to thank Syracuse Sausage for a 5-year partnership. So, again, don't leave a Jaguar ball game without getting your very own Syracuse Sausage hot off the Jag Grill if we can get a home game on the schedule. And I think there might be an opportunity next week. We talked about what's going on with South Lake Carroll and San Angelo Central. If the Dragons win it, I wouldn't be surprised to see a home-home neutral site 3-game series next week. But this is pure speculation on the part of one broadcaster and nothing more.
A lot of baseball to play.
Johnson looks back, looks the big man Petty back. Reed Petty does have a stolen base in the district campaign.
Thomas Lay, perhaps folks can hear the crowd in the background. This place filling up for Thursday night.
Big stink was made last week when the officials said that they weren't going to allow noisemakers and so forth. And if you were with us at LD Bell, Game 2 of the first-round series against the Blue Raiders, you heard the raucous electric atmosphere thanks in part to some of those noisemakers. This pitch is swung on, and it is going to be foul down the first base line. Good turn by Chapman, but it will be strike one.
I believe, Thomas, and I know this is the case in basketball, but the noisemakers are illegal inside in the gyms. Not sure if they are outside, but I think it's more of a sportsmanship issue at this point. Had the same issue in the Midlothian-Hebron series last week. The game in Midlothian on Friday night, the longest high school baseball game in the history of mankind that I had to work. Lots of noisemakers to start that game, but everybody went home, so there was no more issue.
1-1 pitch in there for a strike. Ball and 2 strikes from Johnston to Chapman. But, of course, there was, according to a mutually agreed-upon point by both Mansfield and Flower Mound Highs, that noisemakers would not be allowed. And we retweeted and tweeted it out earlier this week and posted to our Facebook page. So you want to go check there and see why maybe this doesn't seem to be quite as loud and crazy of an environment as it has been in weeks past. In fact, last week, there were a lot of noisemakers here, Peter, but the PA announcer unfortunately had to be one to deliver the bad news. The home plate umpire was not having any of it in game number 2.
I saw it on the video, and it was very clear he wasn't happy with it and made his feelings very clear. And just to finish my thought on the atmosphere out in Midlothian last week after this pitch.
Look back to second. Johnston's 1-2 in the dirt, swing and a miss. Andrews makes sure Petty doesn't take off from second, throws down to complete the strikeout. Swinging strikeout, 2-3 on the putout, 5 Ks now for Johnston. 2 gone here in the fourth.
Huge strikeout, and good job there. Good curveball down, and good job by Mitch Andrews to keep it in front. But we were commenting, Thomas, in between innings when we were in a break, what a great atmosphere it is here. My friend, you want electric and special, go to one of these little towns like Midlothian for a high school baseball game on a Friday night. If I tell you there was 750 people crammed at that little ballpark, I'm not exaggerating. It was special until the lightning started, and then it got not so special anymore. But it was awesome. Everybody knew everybody. They were wonderful to us. It was a great day. It was a great experience.
Austin Tidwell stepping in, taking strike 1 at the knees. 409 average in district play, 6 driven in. Still trying to get Petty in from second are the Tigers. Swings through that one. Good off-speed pitch there. 0-2 the count now to Tidwell.
Third time the Tigers have gotten a runner in scoring position. Kyle Johnson has bowed up every time so far. Let's see what he can do here.
Reed Petty standing on second base. Now a modest lead. 0-2 pitch. Got a piece of it to Tidwell to stay alive. This half inning of Jaguar baseball also brought to you by DBAT Louisville, premier climate-controlled baseball and softball academy with 10 cages and a fully stocked pro shop. Stop by the academy tomorrow with your ticket from today's game and receive 75 free pitches from one of 3 pitching machines. Visit their website, dbatlouisville.com, for more information. That's dbatlouisville.com. Fastball outside for ball 1. Talk about special environments. I think one of the best I've ever been a part of was a Mound Showdown game a couple of years ago. Cody Gunter and Poche for the Marauders. Both of them had 16 strikeouts in an 8-inning affair. And the place rocked from the first pitch to the last. And it was at the old Mound, and probably 800 to 1,000 people were there. It was really memorable. Hard ground ball, right side of the infield. Hill's got it. Throw over to Weimer in time. 4-3 ground out. That'll close the book on the 4th. No runs and a hit, no errors, 1 left. Halfway through the ball game, Flower Mound 2, Mansfield nothing. You're watching regional quarterfinal playoff action for the Flower Mound Jaguars and the Mansfield Tigers. We continue in a moment on Champion Sports Radio.
Are you looking for a way to promote your business or increase exposure? Do you just need more people to know that you're there? Join the Champion Sports Radio team and advertise during these games. In the last 4 years, Champion Sports Radio has broadcast over 600 games to more than 3.5 million listeners. And Champion Sports Radio wants to help you use major high school sports to reach thousands of local fans right in your community. Think about it. Die-hard fans just like you tune in each and every week, giving your business unparalleled access to the community. It's the perfect way for smaller individually owned businesses to cultivate a core clientele or expand their already loyal customer base. To secure your prime commercial spot during the broadcast, contact Thomas Lee at Champion Sports Radio by phone at 972-741-0334. That's 972-741-0334, or online at championsportsradio.com. Champion Sports Radio, your home for championship broadcast.
Through 3.5 here at Quick Trip Park. Flower Mound continues to lead 2-0 over Mansfield. 5-6-7 coming to plate for the Jaguars. Timmy Millard stepping in. Here's Thomas, not Ryan. Thomas. Who's Ryan?
Ryan's celebrating the Spurs second round series victory from last night. Talked to Mr. Mueller earlier.
Mounder's still a baby. Okay, I'm done.
I told him he's due for about, I don't know, the rest of his life of having terrible basketball after what he's witnessed over the last, what has it been, 18 years?
It's amazing what they do. It's amazing what they do. I give them a whole.
Big swing by Timmy Millard, and it's going to get down for extra bases. It's a double. Lead things off here in the 4th inning for the Jaguars.
I'll stop talking about the Spurs anytime when Timmy Millard's going to rip one like that, Thomas. Fastball right down the middle. He deposits it in the gap. A good job by the center fielder that time on Needham, getting to that ball before it rolls to the wall, or Millard will be standing on third base instead of second. Good start for the Jags in this inning. Number 3.
Quick conversation here as Ryan Sloma has to bring out a few more baseballs. Of course, Flower Mound hitting in the bottom half of the inning. And Millard is going to be lifted for a pinch runner, as coming in is the 5'8", 135-pound junior Ryan Schneider. Schneider running now for Millard on second, and that tells me all I need to know about what's probably going to happen here with both Hill and Sloma coming up, as the Jaguars more than likely are going to try to manufacture a run. Let's see if they can execute.
Now remind me, he can re-enter, correct?
Absolutely.
Okay.
So the re-entry rule in high school baseball.
Not a courtesy runner, a pinch runner.
Correct. You get a courtesy runner for the pitcher and the catcher. They can come in anytime and leave anytime. That's to help speed the game up and also to help young men who are working hard on both halves of the inning every single pitch. A pinch runner is just like in Major League Baseball, but the difference here in high school baseball, and in fact in softball all the way up into the college ranks, you have what's called the re-entry rule, where when you're on the starting lineup card, that is not your entry into the ball game. You can be lifted for a a pinch runner as the bunt is laid down third base side and it's foul for strike one. But as you are lifted, as Millard is in this instance, for the pinch runner Schneider, then Timmy will be reinserted into the ball game. And then if he's pulled at any point thereafter, he'll have to leave the game.
And the same thing for Schneider. He's done. He cannot re-enter.
That's correct. He would have to be shuffled around somewhere else to keep going here.
In the next defensive inning. Good job.
Oh, at the knees for a strike. Great pitch by Greer.
Noah Hill with the look back at our home plate umpire as to say, are you sure? Got that knowing nod from home plate umpire. He's been consistent down in the zone, so that's all you can ask. Yeah, mark it down. Pete sticking up for an umpire.
0-2. Swing and a miss. Just a second strikeout for Greer, but a big one as it keeps the runner from moving over to third base with less than 2 outs. So now the designated hitter Ryan Sloma steps to the plate, .326 average on the year, 12 driven in. Grounded out to third to lead off the second, now out for the second time here in the fourth inning. First pitch to Sloma, smoked foul down the third base line. Braxton Chapman is the left fielder. Matt Needham in center. Those two are the one that cut down Millard's hit and kept it a double instead of a triple. Aaron Funk has already made a great defensive play in right field as well. You know you're getting a solid club whenever you're facing off against Mansfield, and the handiwork of Gary Vaughn all over this ball club. The 10th year at Mansfield, 27th as a head coach. 520 victories, 222 defeats in his 27 years.
Well, we talked about Kyle Johnson taking it to the next level at runners in scoring position. We're seeing the same thing right here from Tyler Greer. He's had Hill now and Sloma both off balance at the plate.
Vaughn's teams are always gritty, very fundamentally sound. 36 years overall coaching and teaching Gary Vaughn now in his 10th year with Mansfield.
Coach Vaughn loves this team. Anytime, anything you hear about this team.
Ball gets away, trying to figure out what to do, and Sloma is going to be safe. Boy, that was close. There's a lot of room behind the backstop here, and the catcher, Gilbert, had a lot of area to cover. I think that Sloma first thought that he made contact and got a piece of that one. Either way, it all worked out for the Jaguar fans watching. As Millard moves to third, Sloma reaches. After striking out, third strikeout for Greer. But the drop third strike allows Sloma to reach base, and now there's going to be a pinch runner for Sloma.
While you figure that out, if for those keeping score at home, that goes as a K and E2 on the catcher for allowing the runner to advance to first base. So reset first and third for the Jags, only 1 out.
Thomas Jeffries now running at first base for Ryan Sloma. Runners at the corners and 1 out. I tell you, the Jaguars right now, if Jacobson's going to come up and do what he's been doing the last, 2 or 3 months, hit the ball hard, just drive it into the outfield, and it'll give the Jaguars their third run of the game. Instead, he squares the bunt. The pitch can't find the zone, and it's ball 1.
I was just going to say to you, what do you think the chances are Coach Waller's totally rolling the dice and putting the squeeze on? You've seen more Jaguar baseball than I have.
Steps off.
You can't do that in Major League Baseball anymore.
When you could, though.
Never worked.
One of my favorite lines ever from the former Cub and Diamondback first baseman turned broadcaster as the bunt is down first base line, staying fair, and it's foul. Very late call. Everybody, as you were.
Well, we've talked about this field. You know, you can't. Back in the day, groundskeepers were accused of, building up that foul line so the ball would stay fair. Can't do that here because it's all artificial. But that was a good bunt. That would have scored a run clearly. But at the last minute, good job by the first baseman, Reed Petty, to wait until it stopped. And as soon as he did, he picked it up right on the other side of the line.
Throw over to first, and Jeffries dives back in time.
Last thing you want to do is get picked off at first base now.
But to complete my point, Mark Grace used to say that hasn't worked since Abner Doubleday wore short pants. Runner takes off. Bunt is foul, and that'll be strike 2 of the at-bat. Seen several times this year the affinity Coach Wallace has for the sacrifice, the suicide squeeze, any variety you want. He is a disciple of Cliff Gustafson, the former legendary coach at the University of Texas, record holder in number of College World Series appearances.
Now, how would you know that?
I'm a college baseball fan, sir.
Yes, sir.
Coach Wallace actually walked on and played for Coach Gus down in Austin. And
didn't know that.
Coach Wallace told me earlier in the year, he's like, Coach Gus believed in it. I am too. That's how much trust and faith he has in the man. 1-2, that one stays high. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Bunt was off that time, 2-2. If you're going to send a runner here, this is the pitch you want to do it. You want to get people moving just because if you hit the ground ball, hopefully that'll break up the double play. This is a good pitch to run on.
Jacobson digs back in. Runners at the corners. Snyder at third, Jeffries at first. And as I figured, Greer keeping the runners close with a quick throw over to Petty at first, holding on Thomas Jeffries. Here's Greer. 2-2 pitch. Runner takes off. Ground ball through the left side of the infield. A base hit. Jacobson plates Snyder. Sliding in safely to third is Jeffries. It's an RBI single for Jacobson, and the Jaguars take a 3-0 lead.
Well, Thomas, you talked about it last time, how much bad luck he's hitting all season long. Doesn't hit that one hard, but it finds a hole, and I think he'll take it because it gives the Jags their 3rd run of the evening, and still runners in 1st and 3rd now, and still only 1 out. Big hit for Casey.
4th hit of the night for the Jaguars. And that's going to bring Coach Vaughn out for a conversation. Not sure if he's going to make a move or.
Had somebody warming up, but when I turned, he was back in the dugout. So didn't get the number for you, partner.
3 runs across, all of them earned. 2 in the first on the 2-run home run by Sean Weimer. Now the 3rd run of the ball game. Ryan Schneider running for Tim Millard after that great leadoff double being brought home by the RBI single of Casey Jacobson.
Now the question will be asked if the runner at 3rd in Jeffries, if that run would be earned, and the answer probably would be no, because remember how Sloma reached. He struck out, but on the error, the catcher not being able to catch the ball, he reached via error. So you would think that would be an unearned run.
I hope we get to have that conversation, Peter.
I'm right there with you, buddy.
This half inning of Jaguar Baseball brought to you in part by Point of Origin Design, your one-stop shop for all your apparel, promotional, event, or team uniform needs. They offer a wide variety of imprintable and embroidered products with competitive pricing and quality work. You can't go wrong with Point of Origin Design. Visit pointoforigindesign.com for more information.
Something interesting. Oh, no, that's Kyle. Inning's been so long, I think Kyle Johnson's got up and he's out in the bullpen staying loose. Not something you see very often. Let's see if I can get the. There he is. Just in case you didn't believe me.
Parker Scott steps in, the right fielder. First pitch swings, and they're going to let Jacobson swipe second. Second stolen base of the year. Not surprised that Coach Wallace put that on to take the forced play off, and also to see, hey, you're going to throw down there. I'll send Jeffries from 3rd. I don't think you can get it to 2nd and back home fast enough. But a smart play by Austin Gilbert, the catcher for the Tigers. But a great opportunity here for Scott to played a couple of runs if he can lift a ball over the infield that's creeping in. Now they're committing to it, all four of them. The edge of the fake dirt and fake grass. Breaking ball through the zone, but doesn't catch.
That almost sounded bitter. Artificial.
I'm fine with it. I enjoy working here.
Oh.
It did hit him. Parker's aboard, the bases are loaded, and the lineup resets. Here comes Connor Wanhanen.
Fastball just rode in too far. Got him on the shirt, and I think that's going to be it for your starting pitcher because here comes Coach Vaughn again.
Second batter hit by Greer in the ball game. The first was Skylar Cox in the first, who came in to score on the home run by Weimer. And they are going to make a change, and I think Colton Whitehouse may be
it's like a line change
coming on to pitch. Yeah, folks, you're going to have to pay attention here if you're keeping score at home because we are going to play 3-card Monty and moving these guys around. Actually, I think Colton may go over to play first. It looks like
Colton 6 is on the mound, Thomas.
6 is Caleb Gonzalez, who must have ran on in a hurry.
That is 6, right? Yes.
Gonzalez pitched an inning in the area round win over Coppell. Surrendered 1 hit in 1 inning of play, induced a pop-up to second, a ground ball to short, and a fly ball to center. In and around that, Kettler did single, but was stranded at third base in the half inning. So he was able to get his work done, get out unscathed. 20 pitches thrown, 13 for strikes. Senior's got a curveball and a fastball, 2-pitch pitcher. So the new pitcher for Mansfield now will be Caleb Gonzalez, the senior right-hander, taking over for Tyler Greer, who's done after 3 1/3.
Oh, we just got to figure out the rest of it.
Give you some of Gonzalez's numbers in district play. He had a 0-0 record, a 0.00 earned run average in district 7-5A competition in 8 appearances through 9 1/3 innings, surrendering 5 base hits, no runs, 4 walks against 14 strikeouts, a whip of .96, and a batting average against of .156. So Gonzalez out there to face off against Wanhanen.
Greer has gone to third, Thomas. The pitcher won the third, and I think the third baseman's out of the game. Remember, he was being pitch hit. He was being DH for anyway.
So Greer now playing third.
I think that's what we got. Where's Chuck Morgan when you need him?
You know, I've been in there. He's got a whole team of people helping him.
I know he does. They're just me
Such
and you.
a good guy. Such a good guy, though.
It's just me and you.
Yeah, Visitacion still at short. Petty still at first. First pitch to Wanhanen, catched outside corner, strike 1.
Boy, oh boy, a Wanhanen base hit right here, and things loosen up a little bit if you're a Jaguar fan.
Yeah, Ellington still at second, so I think that is the only change. Greer going to third. Again, same pitch, same location, same result. Wanhanen now in an 0-2 hole. 1 for 2 tonight, both against Greer. Struck out swinging in the first, singled on a 2-2 pitch in the third. Bases loaded, only 1 out. Swings after that one, and he's out. First strikeout for Gonzalez. Gave you those numbers, 14 strikeouts in 9 1/3. And he's done half of his job as he gets the second out here in the 4th inning. That curveball is really effective. Fastball straightens out, stays off the plate for ball 1 to Skylar Cox. Jeffries running for Sloma is at third base. Jacobson's at second. Parker Scott at first. Good take by Cox there, and he's got a 2-0 count. Hit by a pitch in the first, came around to score. Reaching a fielder's choice in the third. So officially 0 for 1 tonight, but a run scored. That one under the knees. It's now a 3-0 count. He might be able to get an RBI, leaving the bat on his shoulder.
Whatever the take sign is, I think I just saw it.
And it's outside, ball 4. Gonzalez walks in a run. Run charged to Greer.
Unearned.
But Jeffries scores all the same. Again, that goes back to Ryan Sloma reaching after striking out in a drop third strike. But the merry-go-round continues. Skylar Cox to first. Parker Scott moves from first to second. Casey Jacobson from second to third. And now Mitch Andrews, the senior catcher, with an opportunity to do some damage. Signed to play with Sam Houston next year. He's got a lot left in him in a Jaguar uniform. First pitch inside, on the inside corner for a strike. 0-1. That one likewise a strike. It's all or nothing so far tonight for Gonzalez. 3-pitch strikeout of Juan Hanan, a 4-pitch walk to Cox. Now he's ahead of Andrews, 0-2.
I don't think he's thrown a fastball yet.
0-2. Ground ball up the middle. Scooped up by Visitacion. Underhand toss to Ellington. Fielder's choice, 6-4. Will close the book on the fourth. But the Jaguars plate a pair of insurance runs. They do it on the benefit of 2 base hits. Officially no errors, and the Jaguars leave them loaded. 4 in the books. 4-0 your score. Flower Mound on top of Mansfield in Game 1 of this best-of-3 series. Back to Quick Trip Park after these messages on Champion Sports Radio.
Many heart conditions can be fixed, but many of us don't know we have a problem until it's too late. On April 2nd, 2009, Zachary Schraw, a 16-year-old sophomore offensive lineman, died of sudden cardiac arrest, the #1 cause of death among student athletes. Like so many SCA victims, Zach had no heart issues, nor did anyone in his family. If Zach had an echocardiogram, he might have been able to avoid suffering a condition that takes 10,000 of our youth each year. In his memory, Living for Zachary was formed to try and prevent SCA from taking the lives of youth everywhere. Join in the fight today and stop the silent killer of SCA by scheduling your young athlete for an echocardiogram, a procedure that can detect any heart issue with 99% accuracy. For more information, visit www.livingforzachary.org. That's living4zachary.org, and let your heart be heard.
Through 4 complete here at Quick Trip Park. Jaguars now lead 4-0 over the Tigers of Mansfield. Jaguars have played at 2 in the first, 2 just right there in the 4th inning. Kyle Johnson back on the bump for Flower Mound. Connor Ellington coming to the plate for the Tigers. Tell you all about it. Play-by-play voice of Flower Mound Jaguar baseball, my friend Thomas Lee.
Big sigh for Johnston before he takes the bump here in the 5th. 9 outs away from a Game 1 victory in this third-round series. Regional quarterfinal action between Mansfield and Flower Mound. First pitch from Johnston. Beautiful location, outside corner. Anthony, strike one is Sweet Pete told you 7, 8, and 9. Ellington, Gilbert, and Needham due up here in the 5th. Curveball breaks in. Look at him work in the arsenal. And I think that's part of the reason why Johnston threw 4 innings, just 5 strikeouts tonight, as opposed to last Friday night when 16 of 21 batters he faced were fanned. He's letting the ball be put into play. Not there, though. 3-pitch strikeout. Good morning, good afternoon, good night. Ellington retired. 6th strikeout for Johnston.
Stole my line, but that's a good pitch right there, right on the outside corner. I think Kyle has noticed the strike zone that our home plate umpire has been consistent with, and it's down in the zone. He's working down. You can't get hurt down there, so that's a good place to be for Kyle Johnston.
Starts off Austin Gilbert with strike 1 to the dismay of the Mansfield faithful.
Well, it's the same pitch he's been calling the strike against us, so. So there.
0-1 the count to Gilbert. Give you the final numbers on Tyler Greer here in just a moment.
Three and a third for Tyler. 4 hits, 3 strikeouts. Didn't walk anybody.
Ground ball to third. Millard up with it. Strong throw across. 5-3 if you're scoring at home. Second time Gilbert's grounded out to the left side of the infield. There are 2 gone here in the 5th.
Gave up 4 runs, 3 of them earned, hit 2 batters. So 3 and a third, 4 hits, 3 strikeouts, 4 runs, 3 earned. 2 hit by batters, and Caleb Gonzalez now through 2 and a third for Mansfield.
65 pitches thrown for Greer, 42 of them for strikes. So he was in and around the zone, but Jaguars got him. First pitch, ground ball to third. Millard, quick work of both Gilbert and Needham, and it's quick work by Johnson to get through the 5th in order. No runs, hits, errors, nobody left. A 1-2-3 inning. The second of the ball game for Johnston. And that'll close the book on the Mansfield 5th. 4.5 in the books, 4-0 your score. Flower Mound leads it. You're watching playoff baseball on Champion Sports Radio and CSR TV. Jags lead at 4-0 over the Tigers. Back after these messages to Grand Prairie.
Stay up on all the latest news about the teams you care about and know when your favorite games are on the air thanks to Champion Sports Radio social media. Either follow @Champion Sports on Twitter or like our Facebook page at facebook.com/Champion Sports Radio, and you will know what time your game starts, who was named Player of the Week, or what your school's alumni are doing in college. That's on Twitter @Champion Sports and facebook.com/Champion Sports Radio, your home for championship social media.
Are you studying on your own for the SAT or ACT? Follow My Test Answers on Twitter and Facebook for free solutions to official test questions. Got a question of your own? Send a message to My Test Answers and get a response for free. Got more than one question? Don't worry, we'll answer those too. With over a decade of experience in helping students prepare for standardized tests, the experts at My Test Answers will get you the answers you want whenever you need it. My Test Answers, problems solved.
Take me out to the ball game.
Bottom of the 5th here at Quick Trip Park. Jaguars continue to lead 4-0 over Mansfield. New pitcher on the mound for the Tigers. The left-hander tells all about it, Thomas Lee.
Close the book on Caleb Gonzalez. 2/3 of an inning. 1 strikeout, 1 walk. 10 pitches thrown, 6 for strikes. And now Zach Conrad, the left-hander, will come in. He'll start off 4, 5, and 6. Weimer, Millard, and Hill do up here in the bottom half of the 5th. Jaguars leading it 4-0. No runs, 3 hits, 1 error for Mansfield. 4 runs on 4 hits and no errors for Flower Mound.
Boy, all of these pitchers tonight just absolutely pounding the strike zone. How impressive is this?
0-2. Back up the middle, slow roller to short. Visitacion. Great job on the move to scoop it up and toss it over to Petty for the first out in the 5th. 6-3. You're scoring at home. Second time tonight. Weimer's retired. Ground ball to short, but I think he's got the scoreboard right now with the blast over the left field fence. And the first 2 runs, and so far, the one that provides the winning margin for the Jaguars in the contest as they lead at 4-0. That big 2-run shot in the first. So now Tim Millard steps in, takes first pitch high from Conrad. Fastball, changeup, curveball pitcher is Conrad, a lefty. Pitch fouled back up and towards us.
I might have went into our friends next door's booth.
Luxury Suites, the item du jour for media members here tonight at Quick Trip Park. 1-1 pitch to Millard. That one's downstairs.
Where are the fajitas?
Unfortunately not here.
Yeah, well.
I could use a fajita.
Yeah, well, hey, nice touch here by Tim Millard. A home plate umpire took a shot right there, and he's going to go down and waste some time.
Speaking of fajitas, Anamias is a proud sponsor of Jaguar Baseball. Treat yourself to more than 50 menu choices from the classic to the creative Mexican dish. Anamias is the best Mexican restaurant in Flower Mound and a top Dallas caterer. Conveniently located at 1900 Long Prairie Road, Anamias is open Sunday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 10 p.m., and Saturdays until 10:30 p.m. Everybody goes home happy after eating at Anamias.
That's a nice touch of sportsmanship right there by Tim Millard. And I can guarantee you when he stepped back in the plate, the home plate umpire said thank you, because that's just very, very classy. I don't know if that was Timmy or Coach Wallace that did that, but nice job.
Considering how much the Millard boys have been around baseball in their lives, I fully expect it might come from the senior headed to DBU. Swings at the 3-1. Goes up and out of the stadium. The count is now full. Timmy reached on an error in the first, doubled, and came around to score in the fourth. That was just last inning.
Why do we talk about fajitas now? I'm hungry.
I'm sorry.
I know. Anamias in the rotation.
Smoke shot liner to short. Visitacion up with it. Step ahead of Millard. Back-to-back 6-3 groundouts here in the fifth for the Jags.
Hit it right on the nose, but right at the shortstop. He's a good-looking player there from Mansfield. And Justin makes the play. Good throw over to Reed Petty for the second out. And here's Noah Hill.
Noah's due one of two spots in the lineup that haven't reached base tonight. It's pretty impressive. Takes first pitch, but it's in there for a strike. Good pitch by Conrad. Hill 265 average on the year, 11 driven in. Oh, 1. Good frame attempt by Gilbert, but couldn't quite hold it there. I think maybe if he had really frozen, it might have gotten the call from the home plate umpire, but he hadn't called many of those outside or right-handing hitted batters. 1-1 grounded foul, and it's 1-2.
Well, the strike zone has been very consistent, but I think anything the catcher catches now, both sides are expecting it to be called a strike. But good job here by Conrad coming out and throwing strikes for the Tigers.
1-2 pitch. Good swing, foul. First base side for Noah Hill. That one might have
gotten the lemon chills.
I was about to say, either hit the concession stand or might have even gotten out into the street.
So, but didn't get to the car. A great yard here. This place grows on you.
A little zany in the outfield fence.
Yeah, we'll try to describe that. I'm not quite sure who did that, but
1-2, got him looking. First strikeout for Conrad. He gets in 1-2-3 here in the fifth. No runs, hits, errors, nobody left. 5 full in the books. 4-0 your score. Jaguars continue to lead Mansfield. Back to Quick Trip Park after these messages on CSR TV. Are you tired of only spending time as a family huddled around the TV? Would you like to enjoy some culture with your loved ones without breaking the bank? Then let me introduce you to the Greater Dallas Youth Orchestra. The GDYO provides music education and performance opportunities for musically talented youth, but this is no kids' concert. The GDYO comprises 7 different ensembles made up of over 425 talented musicians ages 8 to 18, representing more than 50 communities in North Texas. You won't believe how amazing these ensembles sound until you hear it for yourself. So join them for one of their concerts at the Meyerson Symphony Center or Dallas City Performance Hall. For more information on how to make a donation, as well as a listing of upcoming GDYO concerts, visit gdyo.org. And if you know a talented young musician interested in an unbelievable experience, auditions take place in the spring. Connect with the Greater Dallas Youth Orchestra on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and at gdyo.org.
Top of the 6th here at Quick Trip Park. Jags continue to lead 4-0. Defensive changes for Flower Mound. Tell you about it. Here's Thomas Lee.
Thank you, Peter. Jamison Hanna comes in to play left field for Skylar Cox. Darren Arnold in right for Parker Scott. So a little speed upgrade at the corner outfield positions. Hanna in left. Juan Hanan remains in center. Arnold in right now, in case they need to try to run anything down. Only seen 2 balls hit out there against Johnston in the last almost 2 ball games. Starts off Aaron Funk with ball 1 outside. Count is 1-0. Funk has struck out twice tonight. Been struck out twice, I should say, probably. 1-1 the count. I was so amused at the chant from the student section down there, "We want the funk." Listen to it. These kids don't know anything about Parliament Funkadelic. Come on now.
It's all fun until somebody gets their feelings hurt. Can't have noisemakers, but you can chant stuff. I like it.
One-two pitch from Johnston. Outside corner, ring him up.
He's just getting stronger, Thomas.
7 Ks now for Johnston, and there's 1 gone here in the 6th. Scoring update from Hawksfield. This is one of the other regional quarterfinal games, a game you can see on Champion Sports Radio and CSR TV. Top of the 5th inning, Marcus leading it 7-3 over Hebron. It's a lot more runs than I thought would be scored in that ball game tonight. First pitch swinging, it's a foul ball, third base side.
That one is out of here.
Visitacion with an 0-1 count.
6 in a row now for Kyle Johnson. Be interesting if that game holds the way it is. If Hebron head coach Steve Stone changes the rotation. He's had the luxury of winning the first game of both series thus far and saving his best pitcher, who just happens to be his son, for game 3 of the series. I don't think he'll have, if it stays the same, he won't have that luxury tomorrow. He'll have to bring Travis tomorrow and Travis Stone.
0-2 pitch under the knees. That's ball 1. 1-2 now the count. Deloach, 4 2/3 innings, 11 hits, 7 runs, 6 earned, 2 walks, 5 strikeouts. Pitching for the Hebron Hawks tonight. McCown is now in relief.
Deloach, of course, the hero of the game on Saturday, in which Hebron came back from down 4, scoring 5 down 3, scoring 4 in the top of the 7th. The 9th grader. He can't even drive to school. They have to pick him up at the junior high and bring him over to the main campus so he can come to practice every day. He's going to be special.
Deloach has driven in the 2 runs. He has 2 RBIs of the 3 runs that have been scored for Hebron.
Imagine that.
And, of course, as you mentioned, the big game-tying hit, bases-clearing double in the top of the 7th. Going into that frame, I know there are a lot of long faces in the Hebron side of things there at Jesuit.
In the booth, too.
1-0, fought back
Look out.
into the stands.
Actually moved.
Third baseman Tyler Greer, 1-1 count. Doubled in the first, grounded out to second in the 4th. Meanwhile, for Marcus, Cushing pitching tonight, 4 innings, 5 hits, 3 runs, 2 of them earned. Has struck out 3 batters, and in typical Jack Cushing style, no walks, pounding the strike zone. 42 pitches, 32 of them for strikes.
Once you finish your thought, I have one here on this at-bat. Zach Johnson.
Goes down, golfs it to third. Millard, strong throw on the money. Back-to-back 1-2-3 innings for Johnson. He now has 3 in the ball game. No runs, hits, errors, nobody left. 5.5 in the books. Jaguars continue to lead 4-0 over Mansfield. Back to Quick Trip Park after these messages on CSR TV.
There's a time and a place for everything.
As you'll see, projections for the next quarter are.
He shoots, he scores. 2 points for team middle management.
The office is not one of them.
Jack, can I see you in my office?
No pouting, it's your ball. Let's see what you got.
But Whirly Ball is. For corporate events, team building, and private parties, Whirly Ball in Hearst and Plano is electric fun. Test your skills on the arcade games. Zip around in your Whirly Bug for a Whirly Ball competition. Or play the most affordable laser tag in the city. Learn more at whirlyball.info.
If you're a basketball parent or coach, you need StatGeek, the simplest way to keep stats ever created. Our easy-to-use iPad app turns anyone into a professional statistician, and all they have to do is simply follow the ball. Produce full and accurate box scores and play-by-play reports. Send accurate stats out to your fans, media, or recruiters. It's sports statistic collection redefined. StatGeek is available right now in the iPad App Store for just $4.99, and there are team fundraising opportunities available as well. On the web at statgeek.com. StatGeek, keep your eye on the ball.
Bottom of 6 here at Quick Trip Park. Flower Mound continues to lead over the Tigers of Mansfield 4-0. Ryan Sloma coming to the plate for the Jaguars to see if they can build on that lead. Here's Thomas.
7th inning of Jaguar Baseball brought to you in part by AOS Engineering, proud to sponsor Flower Mound Baseball. AOS is a commercial, mechanical, electrical, and plumbing engineering firm based in Plano. They are registered in multiple states and provide multiple services for multiple types of projects. 1-0 back to the mound, off the glove of Conrad and into no man's land in left.
Score that a base hit for Ryan Sloma.
Infield single for Sloma to lead off the Jags here in the 6th. AOS Engineering, again, registered in multiple states and providing engineering services for multiple types of projects. Visit aos-engineering.com to see how they can help you on your next project. aos-engineering.com. AOS, providing exceptional engineering services without compromising integrity.
Courtesy runner for Sloma. I had a chuckle. Sloma got the first, didn't even wait. Turned around, ran back to the dugout, and Alec Pollock will be the courtesy runner.
Well, this is a situation that we were talking about earlier. Sloma lifted for a pinch runner in Jeffries back in the 4th inning after reaching after the drop third strike. Now being relieved by Alec Pollock at first base, and Sloma's night is done. Of course, for the DH, batting in the bottom of the 6th, unless they were to hit around, probably not going to get to the 7th anyway. So Coach Wallace just putting a little more speed on the base pass to make the most of this leadoff base knock here in the 6th to try to get some more insurance for Johnson in the 7th.
But you are dead on.
So the senior 5'8", 165-pounder, Alec Pollock, running at first for Sloma. First pitch in there, strike one to Jacobson. Laser shot to center. Needham came on running and was able to make a diving catch. And then Jacobson with a base hit in the 4th, scoring a run as well. So again, hitting the ball hard. Ground ball too short. Visitacion, underhand toss to second. And didn't even make a play over at first.
They heard about how fast Jacobson is. Scouting report.
Fielder's choice 6-4, 1 out. And Pollock is retired. B.J. Myers is getting loose just in case in the Jaguar bullpen. Nothing serious, just playing a little catch with Nick Thornquist, one of the backup catchers on the Jaguar roster. Now Darren Arnold will step in.
Unofficially, what do you have for a pitch count for Kyle Johnson?
72 pitches, 57 for strikes. Just in case. You don't want to be scrambling around in the 7th inning.
Nope, not at all.
If something were to go awry. So Arnold steps in, the 5'7", 150-pound junior. Takes the first pitch for strike one. Arnold does have a home run this season. 6 RBIs. Lefty's off-speed pitch stays high. And Conrad, who worked quickly and through the fifth, 1-2-3 now with a leadoff single, and then getting Jacobson inducing a fielder's choice. So Casey Jacobson on first. Darren Arnold at the plate with one out. The pitch bounces in. Nice block by Gilbert. And the count is 2-1.
Big at-bat here for Arnold because you're back to the top of the order with Connor Wanhanen on deck. See if he can get on base and build on this lead. Nothing safe.
Big swing down the right field line and foul. Fading foul into the stands for strike number 2.
I was wrong. That one was in the lemon chill stand. I gotta stop talking about food.
It's not helping us, buddy.
It's not.
Look to first. Lefty has a great view. 2-2. Tries to get the outside corner. Little off, little low. Count is full 3-2. This half inning also brought to you by Dr. Richard J. Martin. It's a board-certified oral and maxillofacial surgeon conveniently located in Louisville for over 10 years. And that's low and outside, and that should be ball 4, but evidently all of us have the wrong counts. So it was obviously 2-2, and now it's 3-2, I would hope.
That's what the scoreboard says.
That's what I had written down, too.
Uh-oh.
Look to first. Lefty fires. Fought off by Arnold. Good swing.
Hit him in the foot.
Dr. Martin specializes in the removal of wisdom teeth, placement of dental implants, and has an in-office 3D cone beam scanner. He also files most dental insurances, so call his office at 972-434-0050, 972-434-0050 to set up a consultation. Dr. Richard J. Martin, a proud sponsor of Jaguar Baseball. Payoff pitch to Arnold. Turns and drives it back up through the box, just past the diving Visitacion. That is a well-earned single, a great at-bat for Arnold, and now 2 on with 1 out here in the bottom of the 6th for the Jags, trying to add to a 4-0 lead.
He battled through that at-bat, down 0-2, I believe, in that at-bat, all the way to the full count, and then took it right back up the middle. 6th hit for the Jaguars. Arnold's obviously his first. Jaguars have something going here in the bottom of the 6th.
So on Hanan back up, he's alternated strikeouts and singles here today, due for a hit here in the 6th as he steps to the plate for the 4th time, and we're going to have another runner.
It's like a spring training game all of a sudden.
You got him, you might as well use him. Jacobson has not been lifted yet.
Pollock's going to come out.
So Eric Gian will come out there and run the bases.
Heavens. So Gian will be the designated hit now, right?
No. He's for Jacobson at second.
Oh, that's right.
So he is being lifted. Pinch runner for Jacobson. Jacobson will be reinserted to play shortstop in the 7th. There will be a test at the end of the night.
So stick with us.
Gian, the 5'10", 150-pounder. The junior running now at second base for Jacobson. So this is what we have. We've got Gian running for Jacobson at second. We've got Arnold running for himself at first.
How refreshing.
Alec Pollock running for Sloman was retired in a fielder's choice. Connor Wanhanen hitting for himself now here in the 6th. I'm Thomas Lee speaking for myself. He's Sweet Pete Nielsen running the camera for himself.
And you don't want to see my scorecard.
I think Jaguar fans are pretty happy with the scorecard no matter who's filling it out right now. First pitch gets away momentarily. Gian takes off, slides in, and he's safe. Boy, man, what a bang-bang play at third. Gian just beats the slide and the throw.
It's a good thing he's safe. Devin Arnold getting a chat from the first place coach saying, Dev, why are you here?
First stolen base this season for Gian in varsity competition.
Got a good jump, Tom. As soon as that ball got down and the catcher lost it, I had it out of the corner of my eye. He took off, so it was a good throw by the catcher.
You know, that may be Bailey Champagne instead. Excuse me, I apologize to the Champagne family. Both of them were 21. That's probably Champagne running over there. And then Wanhanen gets hit, so the bases are now loaded. once again for the Jaguars. And part of this, you're thinking to yourself, man, you got a 4-0 lead. You just need 3 more outs. You don't want Johnson's arm to get tight. Just get back through it. Get up there. Get him up there and get 3 more outs. But part of this momentum can be carried forward to tomorrow's game 2. You want everybody to stay fresh and have that right mindset at the plate.
Here's Jamison Hanna stepping in for his first at-bat. I had this one.
Hanna, 264 average, 10 driven in, 9 stolen bases in as many attempts. So he's going to be hard. But more than likely, the infield's coming home after Champagne. First pitch. It's been a strike all night. It's a good call. Hanna taking, not going to be able to do anything with that pitch low and away there anyway.
All that is a double play pitch.
So Hanna down to the count, 0-1. Turns and drives it back up through the box. Infield is in, open the hole. It's going to be a run-scoring hit. The throw is offline. It's a 2-run single for Jamison Hanna. And now a 6-0 Flower Mound lead.
How good does Danny Wallace look like? He inserts Arnold, he gets a hit. He inserts Jamison Hanna, he gets a 2-hit RBI. Jags go up 6-0. Now visit to the mound from the Mansfield dugout.
Champagne scores, Arnold scores. Wanhanen moves to third. This half inning of Jaguar baseball brought to you in part by the Texas Sticks Baseball Club, an organization of select teams with the common goal of player development. The Sticks program is designed to help athletes move on to play collegiate-level baseball through hard work and exposure by playing at the highest level of competitive baseball. Visit TexasSticks.com for more information. TexasStix.com for more information.
Another pitching change, my friend.
We'll step aside for a break. Come back 6-0 now the score. As the Jaguars really putting the pedal to the metal in this one, leading it over Mansfield, game 1 of this best-of-3 series. Back to the home of the Air Hogs. Quick Trip Park after these messages. CSR TV.
Stay up on all the latest news about the teams you care about and know when your favorite games are on the air thanks to Champion Sports Radio social media. Either follow @Champion Sports on Twitter or like our Facebook page at facebook.com/ChampionSportsRadio, and you will know what time your game starts, who was named Player of the Week, or what your school's alumni are doing in college. That's on Twitter @Champion Sports and facebook.com/ChampionSportsRadio, your home for championship social media.
Hey, what does this word make you think of? Tchaikovsky.
Gesundheit. So what's the word?
No, that is the word.
You lost me.
All right, who's Martha Graham?
She invented the graham cracker. Before her, there was only soda crackers.
Maybe they're not getting enough art. Kids who participate in the arts do better in school and in life. To learn more, visit AmericansForTheArts.org, because all kids should get to appreciate Tchaikovsky's music and Martha Graham's dance. Art. Ask for more. A public service message brought to you by Americans for the Arts and the Ad Council.
New pitcher for Mansfield is Trevor Huckel, sophomore fastball changeup pitcher. Lefty is out there, taking over for Zach Conrad. 2 runs already across here in the 6th, making it a 6-0 Flower Mound lead over Mansfield here, game 1 of this best-of-3 series. Jaguars continuing to bat here in the bottom of the 6th. And now Mitch Andrews is stepping to the plate. 1 gone, runners at the corners. Wanhanen on third.
Uh-oh.
And Jamison Hanna on first. I think one of the kids let their ball they're playing with down there on the berm get onto the field.
I'm thinking that might be something else, Thomas. And I'm thinking it might be the third base umpire. Some students, let's just put it that way, from there may be some things being said to the left fielder may be inappropriate because he pointed to them, and now some of them have stepped back. So, again, umpires trying to keep control of the situation.
Parker Murphy getting loose in the Jaguar bullpen, 6'2", 165-pound junior. If needed, in the 7th. First pitch to Mitch outside, ball 1. Andrews 0 for 3 tonight. So he's due. Came in .340 average on the year, 2 homers, 17 RBI. Hanna takes off. They're going to throw down to third instead, thinking the double steal might be in play. And Jamison Hanna swipes it back.
And I think that's what it was down the left field line because the folks that were sitting there no longer sitting on that line. So
much to have to deal with for an umpire, not just the game, right?
Yeah, a little crowd control.
2-0 pitch. Ground ball up the middle, past the diving Connor Ellington. Juan Hanan is home. Jamison Hanna hits the pay station. It is a 2-run single for Mitch Andrews, and now an 8-0 Jaguar lead.
Hey, with the infield in, partner, that ball was hit hard. No chance for Connor Ellington. He sells out to try to get it, but no chance for him to come up. 2 RBI single for Mitch Andrews, and that's got to feel good for him. Back-to-back 2 RBI singles for the Jaguars. 4 more on the scoreboard.
Still only 1 out here in the bottom of the 6th. Nothing but crooked numbers and bagels thrown up. It's Weimer drives this one to right field deep into the corner. Courtesy runner, Paris is on his way home. He will hit the pay station. Weimer will stop with an RBI triple. And it's 9-0 Jaguars.
Get that guy a Snickers. What a night Shane Weimer's having. Absolutely tattoos one down the left field line for a home run. Now he's got the triple in the right field line. And my wish that I mentioned to you off air about 8 seconds ago may come true. Weimer, the 10th run, standing at third base.
If Millard can bring Weimer home, even without the benefit of a base hit, the ball game will be over. And run rule situation.
Third RBI on the night for Weimer.
Home run and a triple, 2 for 4, 3 driven in and a run scored.
Just got to get rid of those ground balls to shortstop, and he'd have what I was trying to say instead of a Snickers is a Blizzard. Dairy Queen Player of the Game Award.
0-1, that's high in sight. 1 ball and 1 strike to count.
Anything for a Blizzard.
5 runs across here in the 6th. And a visit between Austin Gilbert and Trevor Huckel.
You know, Thomas, all season, the Jaguars have gotten outstanding pitching. Just outstanding. And all season, they've been waiting for the offense to pick up. My friend, I think the wait may be just about over. They are really starting to hit the ball. And they're hitting the ball in situations that they need to hit the ball, and that's even more important.
Huckel with a 1-1 count on Tim Millard at the plate. Sean Weimer on third. 1-1 turned and swung on to shallow center field. It's going to bounce in for a base hit. Weimer coming home, hits the pay station, and that's the ball game. RBI single for Tim Millard. Snyder celebrating with his teammates, everybody coming together in the third base area as the Jaguars played 6 runs in the 6th, and it's a run rule ball game, 10-0. Flower Mound with the win in Game 1 of this best of 3 series. In the 6th, 6 runs come across on 6 base hits, no errors. Technically 1 left, but who knows, because there's still 1 out in the inning, but the ball game is over. 10-0. Jaguars win it over Mansfield here in Game 1. Post-game show begins after these messages. Do want to thank a couple of sponsors that were going to get left out in the 7th inning. You would have heard about some of the great sponsors, such as Kohl's, Jaguars want to thank Kohl's for being a proud 5-year sponsor of Flower Mound Jaguar baseball. Kohl's and the Kohl's Cares Community volunteer program. You can expect great things from Kohl's, proud sponsor of Jaguar baseball. Also thanks to Rapid Med Urgent Care in Highland Village, a family-owned business delivering the best, most convenient medical care to friends and neighbors. Range of services include primary care to urgent care, immunizations, school and sports physicals, and so much more. Rapid Med is proud to provide the latest in concussion management through its IMPACT program via the Texas Health Sports Network. Visit rapidmed.com for more information. And also by Flower Mound Chiropractic in the office of Dr. Nick Ponomarenko, a proud sponsor of Jaguar baseball. The office is just behind right center field at 3121 Cross Timbers Road, Suite 100. And he's accepting new patients and all forms of insurance. Visit their website at flowermoundchiropractic.com. It's a final. Jaguars win at 10-0. Post-game show begins right now. You're listening to playoff baseball for the Flower Mound Jaguars. Game 1 winners tonight here at Quick Trip Park over the Mansfield Tigers. Back after these messages.
This broadcast is under the direction and is copywritten by Champion Sports Radio. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or use of the audio stream, and any and all other use of the accounts of this broadcast without the direct written consent and permission of Champion Sports Radio is strictly prohibited. All rights are reserved by Champion Sports Radio and ChampionSportsRadio.com. This is a presentation of Champion Sports Radio, your home for championship broadcasts.
There's a time and a place for everything.
As you'll see, projections for the next quarter are...
He shoots, he scores. 2 points for team middle management.
The office is not one of them.
Jack, can I see you in my office?
No pouting. It's your ball. Let's see what you got.
But Whirly Ball is. For corporate events, team building, and private parties, Whirly Ball in Hearst and Plano is electric fun. Test your skills on the arcade games. Zip around in your Whirly Bug for a Whirly Ball competition. Or play the most affordable laser tag in the city. Learn more at whirlyball.info.
Are you studying on your own for the SAT or ACT? Follow My Test Answers on Twitter and Facebook for free solutions to official test questions. Got a question of your own? Send a message to My Test Answers and get a response for free. Got more than one question? Don't worry, we'll answer those too. With over a decade of experience in helping students prepare for standardized tests, the experts at My Test Answers will get you the answers you want whenever you need it. My Test Answers, problems solved.
Many heart conditions can be fixed, but many of us don't know we have a problem until it's too late. On April 2, 2009, Zachary Schraw, a 16-year-old sophomore offensive lineman, died of sudden cardiac arrest, the #1 cause of death among student athletes. Like so many SCA victims, Zach had no heart issues, nor did anyone in his family. If Zach had an echocardiogram, he might have been able to avoid suffering a condition that takes 10,000 of our youth each year. In his memory, Living for Zachary was formed to try and prevent SCA from taking the lives of youth everywhere. Join in the fight today and stop the silent killer of SCA by scheduling your young athlete for an echocardiogram, a procedure that can detect any heart issue with 99% accuracy. For more information, visit www.livingforzachary.org. That's living4zachary.org, and let your heart be heard.
Are you tired of only spending time as a family huddled around the TV? Would you like to enjoy some culture with your loved ones without breaking the bank? Then let me introduce you to the Greater Dallas Youth Orchestra. The GDYO provides music education and performance opportunities for musically talented youth, but this is no kids' concert. The GDYO comprises 7 different ensembles made up of over 425 talented musicians ages 8 to 18, representing more than 50 communities in North Texas. You won't believe how amazing these ensembles sound until you hear it for yourself. So join them for one of their concerts at the Meyerson Symphony Center or Dallas City Performance Hall. For more information on how to make a donation, as well as a listing of upcoming GDYO concerts, visit gdyo.org. And if you know a talented young musician interested in an unbelievable experience, auditions take place in the spring. Connect with the Greater Dallas Youth Orchestra on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and at gdyo.org.
Hey, what does this word make you think
anything
of?
that I thought might occur. We expected to win.
No, that is the word.
You lost me.
All right, who's Martha Graham?
She invented the graham cracker.
hit some balls hard late. Some balls found some gaps, and I think they went to the back of their bullpen a little bit at the end because they weren't going to get to Kyle. So I think they saved anybody that they thought could get outs tomorrow or Saturday, and probably just gave some kids a chance to throw late.
Got to get through the game one way or another, and you guys were able to jump on those opportunities late. Let's talk about how that momentum may carry forward into Game 2 of this series tomorrow night. There are a lot of guys put up some hits, put up some RBIs, top to bottom in the lineup. Just about everybody contributed.
Yeah, they did. Casey got a big hit early in the game, and Weimer gets the big home run. And it's you'd like to not do it, but with Kyle on the mound and you see the ball leave the ballpark in the first inning, and you're like, okay, and I think we took a little bit of a lax over there and lost our focus for just a minute, and then they bounced back. And then late in the game, a lot of guys got big hits.
It's so hard in this era, this dead bat era, as I like to call it, to leave the yard, but that was a no doubt about it. He crushed that pitch. Talk about Sean Weimer's approach there in the first.
Yeah, I think he got a changeup that was up. He said he didn't think it was a fastball, but the guy that was throwing wasn't throwing very many fastballs anyway, and you can't leave the ball up to him. He's gone from being a guy that we wanted to hit for us, and I'm not even sure he wanted to hit early, and then he began to see that he could hit, and then you see what he can do tonight. They pitched him away the last time, and he triples. He's got a lot of power, and that's a great relief. It just is. You look up and go, okay, Kyle's on the mound, and we're up 2-0, and it'd be the same way with BJ or Seth. With our pitching, if we score first, we just, it's kind of nice.
It's almost a totally different ballgame, isn't it?
It does. It takes the stress away. It puts a lot of pressure in the other dugout because they're like, oh, crap, we didn't know if we were going to score anyway, and now we're already behind.
Let's talk about Kyle's night tonight. It may not be the perfect game of a week ago, but 7 strikeouts, no walks, scattering 3 hits. I finally saw somebody put the ball in the outfield against him. It's been a while since that's happened, but again, maybe not quite as special as he was last Friday, but still just unbelievably good moving the ball around the zone.
Yeah, being critical here as we are, because we push our kids. He didn't have his best night. He made pitches when he needed to, but he on all 3 of the hits, he missed his spot by a pretty good margin. And not typical of Kyle, but very typical of him. He just bared down afterwards and went and got the next guys out. And, even when his stuff is just so-so, it's a lot better than everybody else's.
As evidenced by what he's done this year. I thought also, both in the perfect game last week and tonight, that the curveball was especially sharp. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, no, he had a better curveball tonight than he did a week ago. Last week it was really wasn't there for him. He snapped some in good tonight. You can tell they worked all week on the velocity. They shortened their swings a little bit, and they were competing, and they were on time with some of the fastballs. And he was a little bit down velocity tonight. Not a lot, but he wasn't 94 like he's been. He was in the 90-92 range. So we had to throw some curveballs, and he threw a changeup late for fun and got a swing and a miss. So he's special.
He's having a special run. You guys are as well. And I think nothing is going to help you sleep tonight more than putting up 10 runs. Am I right?
Yeah, I get to sleep tonight, and that's good because it's hard to sleep during the playoffs because you're either thinking, the Bell series, oh my gosh, what are we going to do? And then last week, not knowing how we were going to handle winning game 1. So we'll be able to sleep a little bit tonight. But they didn't use their best 2 arms tonight, and we know that. And the big Petty kid played first base, so that tells me he's probably ready to pitch. Last week he didn't even play. And they've got a left-hander that's good too. And so we're going to see one of those guys tomorrow, and they're going to see one of ours, and it'll be a tighter ball game. But I'm going to sit with the Jags.
Well, there's only one disappointed Jaguar. That was your son who had to ride home with mom and not on the bus with you. So congratulations on the win tonight, Coach.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
That's Danny Wallace, the head coach of the Flower Mound Jaguars. 10-0 run ruled 6 innings. The win tonight for the Jags as they take Game 1 of this best-of-3 series. We'll come back to Quick Trip Park and wrap things up after these messages. Thanks for watching CSR TV. Back after this.
In a place for everything.
As you'll see, projections for the next quarter are...
He shoots, he scores! 2 points for team middle management.
The office is not one of them.
Jack, can I see you in my office?
No pouting, it's your ball. Let's see what you got.
But Whirly Ball is. For corporate events, team building, and private parties, Whirly Ball in Hearst and Plano is electric fun. Test your skills on the arcade games. Zip around in your Whirly Bug for a Whirly Ball competition. Or play the most affordable laser tag in the city. Learn more at whirlyball.info.
The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention estimates that nearly 4 million brain injuries occur every year due to sports in the U.S. They also estimate that 70% of concussions go unreported. Not identifying concussions early can be devastating, especially if the athlete continues to play with symptoms. Catching hard hits fast is critical, and that's why you need the Shockbox Helmet Impact Sensor. The Shockbox is a small sensor that easily attaches to most football, lacrosse, and hockey helmets and instantly sends a signal to a smartphone on the sidelines when the player has taken a hard hit that puts them at higher risk for injury. The free app receives data from the sensor, displays information about the impact, and even walks the user through a concussion assessment. The app also logs symptom and impact data for future medical use. Visit ShopboxDFW.com to learn more about the Shockbox Impact Alert Sensor and determine if it is the right option for your child. Be warned instantly when a player has experienced a head impact that could result in a concussion. Visit ShockboxDFW.com today. ShockboxDFW.com.
Are you looking for a way to promote your business or increase exposure? Do you just need more people to know that you're there? Join the Champion Sports Radio team and advertise during these games. In the last 4 years, Champion Sports Radio has broadcast over 600 games to more than 3.5 million listeners. And Champion Sports Radio wants to help you use major high school sports to reach thousands of local fans right in your community. Think about it. Die-hard fans just like you tune in each and every week, giving your business unparalleled access to the community. It's the perfect way for smaller individually owned businesses to cultivate a core clientele or expand their already loyal customer base. To secure your prime commercial spot during the broadcast, contact Thomas Lee at Champion Sports Radio by phone at 972-741-0334. That's 972-741-0334 or online at championsportsradio.com. Champion Sports Radio, your home for championship broadcast.
Pete Nielsen back at Quick Trip Park here in Grand Prairie. The scene of a game won 10-0 Flower Mound victory over Mansfield, a game that was close throughout. Jaguars scored 2 in the first, 2 in the fifth inning, and then busted it open in the 7th with 6 runs, leading to the Mercy Rule victory. 10-0 final. Get an outstanding performance from the big right-hander, Zach Johnson, the right-hander, the Texas signee. As you heard Coach Wallace and Thomas speaking about Zach perhaps not having his best game on the mound tonight, but good enough to get this Jaguar team in a position to walk away with the victory. 10-0 is the final. We'll wrap this up. We'll come back after a few breaks. We'll take a couple more breaks. We'll come back. Thomas Lee and I will wrap this thing up. Stay tuned as the postgame show continues. Once again, Jaguars 10, Tigers nothing. Back after these words.
A place for everything.
As you'll see, projections for the next quarter are...
He shoots, he scores! 2 points for team middle management.
The office is not one of them.
Jack, can I see you in my office?
No pouting, it's your ball. Let's see what you got.
But Whirly Ball is. For corporate events, team building, and private parties, Whirly Ball in Hearst and Plano is electric fun. Test your skills on the arcade games. Zip around in your Whirly Bug for a Whirly Ball competition. Or play the most affordable laser tag in the city. Learn more at whirlyball.info.
The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention estimates that nearly 4 million brain injuries occur every year due to sports in the U.S. They also estimate that 70% of concussions go unreported. Not identifying concussions early can be devastating, especially if the athlete continues to play with symptoms. Catching hard hits fast is critical, and that's why you need the Shockbox Helmet Impact Sensor. The Shockbox is a small sensor that easily attaches to most football, lacrosse, and hockey helmets and instantly sends a signal to a smartphone on the sidelines when the player has taken a hard hit that puts them at higher risk for injury. The free app receives data from the sensor, displays information about the impact, and even walks the user through a concussion assessment. The app also logs symptom and impact data for future medical use. Visit ShopboxDFW.com to learn more about the Shockbox Impact Alert Sensor and determine if it is the right option for your child. Be warned instantly when a player has experienced a head impact that could result in a concussion. Visit ShockboxDFW.com today. ShockboxDFW.com.
Are you looking for a way to promote your business or increase exposure? Do you just need more people to know that you're there? Join the Champion Sports Radio team and advertise during these games. In the last 4 years, Champion Sports Radio has broadcast over 600 games to more than 3.5 million listeners. And Champion Sports Radio wants to help you use major high school sports to reach thousands of local fans right in your community. Think about it. Die-hard fans just like you tune in each and every week, giving your business unparalleled access to the community. It's the perfect way for smaller individually owned businesses to cultivate a core clientele or expand their already loyal customer base. To secure your prime commercial spot during the broadcast, contact Thomas Lee at Champion Sports Radio by phone at 972-741-0334. That's 972-741-0334 or online at championsportsradio.com. Champion Sports Radio, your home for championship broadcast.
And welcome back here to Quick Trip Park. One final time here in Game 1. 10-0 your final score as the Jaguars rule Mansfield 6 innings to improve to 27-10 on the year for the Jags. Just the 6th time this year Mansfield has lost a ball game as Flower Mound joins the likes of Colleyville Heritage, Richland, Red Oak, Duncanville, and Temple. That's it. That's the list. 6 teams have defeated Mansfield this year. They fall to 28-6 on the season. Winning pitcher tonight is Kyle Johnston. His record improves to 7-3 now with 4 saves on the year. That 0.35 earned run average, that'll tick down a little bit more. He had 6 innings tonight of electric stuff. Maybe not perfect game stuff, but real good stuff nonetheless. Surrendering 3 hits in 6 innings, striking out 7 to walks, no runs, no hit batters, 72 pitches thrown, 57 for strikes for Johnston, who gets the win in a 6-inning complete game performance. Loss is going to fall into the lap of Tyler Greer, who now is 1-2 on the season. Senior with 3 1/3 innings, surrendering 4 base hits, striking out 3, 4 runs, 3 earned, 2 batters hit, 65 pitches thrown, 42 for strikes. Caleb Gonzalez came on in relief in the 4th inning, 2/3 of an inning, struck out 1 batter, walked 1 batter, but got through that scoring opportunity, leaving a couple on the base paths for the Jaguars in that frame. Gonzalez, 10 pitches thrown, 6 for strikes in just 2/3 of an inning. Zach Conrad came on in relief, and after a perfect 5th, ran into some trouble in the 6th. 30 pitches thrown, 20 for strikes in an inning and a third, surrendering 3 base hits, striking out 1, 2 runs, both earned. And actually, let's check that again. That's 3 runs, and they are all earned for Conrad. He did hit 1 batter. It's the man I was missing in Juan Hanen in the 6th inning. Then Trevor Huckel, the sophomore, came in. 8 pitches thrown, 6 for strikes, 4 base hits surrendered, 3 runs come across, all earned. And that gets you to 10 runs for the Jaguars, and they do it in pretty dominant fashion. 11 base hits in the ball game. They were aided by 1 Mansfield error, and 6 batters were left for the Jaguars on the base pass, which, Peter, has been a huge change from what has been happening thus far in the postseason. They've been getting guys on. They've been getting hits in the double digits. They've just been having a hard time bringing them home. And tonight, 3 innings out of the 6, they put up crooked numbers, and that's kind of important stuff when you look at what is ahead for this team.
Yeah, we've talked about it all year, and you and Alex, who have been locked into Jaguar baseball all year, how everybody's been waiting for this team to explode offensively. And after tonight and after the series against Grand Prairie, you're starting to see signs of just that. You're getting guys that you heard Coach Wallace talk about, Sean Weimer, who, maybe he's starting to believe how special he truly can be. And you've always had, Juan Hanen leading off does such a great job of setting the table. This team is starting to play its best baseball at the right time of the year. And I'll tell you what, you get the pitching that they got tonight. You got so many options for tomorrow night. Be interesting what happens.
All right, let's take a look at some of the individual batting numbers. We'll start off with Mansfield's hitting numbers, and here's Peter.
Jaron Funk led off tonight for the Tigers, went 0 for 3. Shortstop Justin Vistacion goes 0 for 3 also, but he showed some real good leather at shortstop. Very impressed with that young man. Tyler Green, tonight's starting pitcher, 1 for 3, had a double back in the first inning. He was stranded. Reed Petty, 1 for 2 on the evening. He also had a double in the fourth inning. He was stranded. Notice the tone. Braxton Chapman had a single in the fifth inning. There are your 3 hits for Mansfield. He was 1 for 2. The bottom of the order, Tidwell, 0 for 1. Connor Ellington, 0 for 2. Austin Gilbert, the catcher, 0 for 2. And Matt Needham, the center fielder, also 0 for 2. Only 3 hits allowed by Kyle Johnston.
For the Jaguars, a little more variety, if you will. Connor Wanhanen leading things off. He was 1 for 3, singled in the third, hit by a pitch, came around to score in that 6-run sixth inning. Skylar Cox batting second. He kept getting on base. He just kept getting on base. Didn't have a base hit. Officially 0 for 1 tonight, but was hit by a pitch in the first, came around to score on the home run by Weimer. Here each on a fielder's choice in the third and walked on 4 pitches in the fourth. Jameson Hanna hit for him in the sixth, had a 2-run single, a stolen base, and Hanna scored a run as well. Mitch Andrews in the 3 spot was 1 for 4 tonight, had a 2-run single in the sixth. His courtesy runner Chad Paris came around to score in the sixth inning for him. Sean Weimer batting fourth, 2 for 4 tonight, had a 2-run home run in the first, and an RBI triple, came around to score in the sixth as well. So it ends up 2 for 4, a triple, a home run, 3 RBIs, 2 runs scored for Sean Weimer. In the 5-hole, Tim Millard, his night finishes 2 for 4, reached on an error in the first, doubled and scored in the fourth, and had an RBI single in the ballgame in the sixth, driving in Weimer from third. Noah Hill in the 6th spot. He was 0 for 3 tonight, the lone Jaguar not to reach base. Ryan Sloma in the 7th spot. He was 1 for 3, reached on a drop third strike in the fourth, and Thomas Jeffries ran for him, came around to score in that frame. Alec Pollock came on to run for him after an infield single in the 6th inning. Batting in the 8th spot, Casey Jacobson was 1 for 3, had a big RBI single in the 4th inning, also stole a base in that frame, stole a base in the 6th as well after reaching on a fielder's choice, and came around to score the first of the 6 Jaguar runs in the 6-run sixth. Parker Scott in the 9th spot was 0 for 1, hit by a pitch in the fourth. Darren Arnold hit for him in the 6th inning, singled, and came around to score as well. So there it is. 10 runs on 11 hits, no errors, 6 left on base for the Jaguars. No runs, 3 hits, 1 error, 3 left aboard for Mansfield. It is a 6-inning run-ruled contest. Jaguars win it 10-0. And, Peter, I got to talk about what kind of momentum the Jags may be able to carry forward to Game 2 tomorrow from what happened here tonight.
Well, you think about it, and we've been waiting for the offense, and we've talked about it. It came, but the key is, and I know Coach Wallace will take care of this first thing tomorrow, you don't want to get overconfident. Maybe that's could have what happened last week after you win Game 1 as conventionally as you did, the emotion of a perfect game. You have the same sort of emotion in a walk-off win like this, and, I'm sorry, not a walk-off win, but a courtesy a run rule. So it's important that they come out with the same intensity that they came out with tonight. And just like Coach Wallace said, we're going to see better pitching from Mansfield tomorrow, and it'll be interesting to see just how the Jaguars come back and take care of business. Because obviously you want to get it done in 2 and rest, and you got a big series starting on Thursday.
Yeah, but first things first, you got to get a second win against this same Mansfield team in one of the next 2 nights right here at Quick Trip Park. Scoring update as we check what's going on in it's kind of weird to say, a 5-5A contest going on here in the third round of the playoffs. Marcus playing at Hebron, and the Marauders all over the Hawks, 11-4, bottom of the 6th. Hebron, though, just tacked on another run to make it 11-4, so they're trying to come back as best they can. And if there's one thing I've learned about Coach Stone's club, particularly the 2014 edition, never give up on this club, because they're not going to give up on themselves. They're going to fight to the very last pitch.
They will battle, and we saw that in the last series.
All right, Peter, it wasn't a perfect game tonight, but it was almost a perfect situation for the Jaguars as they pound out 10 runs on 11 hits. The pitching, though, is going to get more difficult as Mansfield has arguably their best 2 pitchers left to run out, including the young man who beat Coppell last Thursday and the ace of the staff, who we think is probably going to go sometime, maybe tomorrow, Reed Petty. Both he and Kyle LeBerg are both available, we think, to pitch. And so the pitching competition for the Jaguar bats is going to be ratcheted up a notch. The good thing for the Jags, though, is the pitching just stays at the same level. Now that Kyle has pitched, and he might be available in a relief role, only throwing 72 pitches tonight, but having BJ and having Seth ready to go in games 2 and 3 is such a huge sigh of relief, I think, for the coaching staff and for the Jaguar Nation.
And not having to bring Seth out to pitch to Chad to come out and pitch the 7th inning is another added plus. So look forward to tomorrow night.
It's going to be a lot of fun. The lights are being turned off on us, and we're going to say goodnight on that cue. Once again, your final score, Jags win it as they run-rule Mansfield tonight in Game 1 of this best-of-3 series. Jaguars with 10 runs on 11 hits, no errors, 6 left on base. Mansfield, no runs, 3 hits, 1 error, 3 left on. You want to watch some more baseball? We've got it for you. Champion Sports Radio and CSR TV. Click on over. Hebron hosting Marcus. They're in the bottom of the 6th, so you still have some enjoyment left on over there. And we'll look forward to seeing you tomorrow night right back here at Quick Trick Park for Game 2 of this best-of-3 series. Jaguars 1 win away from the 4th round of the playoffs for the first time in 4 years. It's going to be a lot of fun, folks. We hope to see you back here. For Sweet Pea Nielsen, I'm Thomas Lee. We'll see you tomorrow night right back here on Champion Sports Radio and CSR TV.